How's it going, Tim?
Hey, Chad, doing okay. Glad to be here. Glad to be on the Hog Call Podcast. Thanks for being here again, as always, Chad.
It's exciting. I always love it, and I'm just happy that we're able to get out here and do the Hog Call Podcast. And I appreciate everybody that has hung in there with us, everybody that's listening, all of our longtime fans, everybody that has written in or sent a voice message or whatnot this year, and everybody that's interacted on Twitter or Facebook or Reddit. It's been wonderful. It's been a good year. We're halfway through the year, and I don't know. I think it's a point where we might not lose another game for a while. So but you got to look back at what's going on in this game or whatnot, and look back at Ole Miss. And golly, I don't know if that whole situation was saying like we got them right where we want them while we were down. It was, I don't know, man. But I did hear a lot of positive things from Pittman, and I'm really excited about that. I wanted to cut a few things up and play them on the podcast, and I wasn't able to get that done. We'll get that. We had some personal issues and stuff, so we'll get that done in the future. But I am impressed with the language he's used and how he spoke about the team throughout the week. It's been uplifting or whatnot, and to hear him talk about how we're favorites and so on and so forth, and the things that he's going to do to attack this game. It's been impressive to hear.
Yeah, it's we're still the favorites at home, even after 2 losses. We're still ranked. We've got an opportunity to, like you said, get on a roll. We're halfway through the season, 4-2.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of, that's where we thought we had us. The podcast had us at eight wins at the end of the season. So we're still on track to do that. But we have to beat Auburn this weekend. We had our chance at Ole Miss. Big time chance to win there and take care of business. But you take care of Auburn, you take care of UAPB, and we got a bye week, and we go into the bye week 6-2, and there's still a good opportunity for that, and I'd feel good.
Yeah. I would too. I don't know. This Auburn game is going to be a game I feel like we're going to be able to go out there and take care of business or whatnot. And, I don't know. It's one of these games you got to win. That Ole Miss game, I felt like we should have won that. And, I'm going to talk later about how I felt about the, 2-point conversion or whatnot. But just, if I was going to say, like, this is what lost the game, it was our kicker. And he lost the game because he missed the kicks he needed to make. And with that, we win. We did everything we were supposed to do. Every category we led in for that game. We came up short, with special teams there. And we got to hit those. You got to hit those.
Yeah, Little, he missed the one from 50, but he didn't make the one from 31. That's the difference in the game. My thing while we lost is we gave up 52 points. Mm-hmm. Ole Miss has a pretty good offense, but you give up 45, which is still a bunch, and we win that game. And it's just kind of happened last year. If we don't get turnovers, the defense just gives up points. And I was hoping with a more, all these seniors and juniors on defense, Odom in his second year. Mm-hmm. I was hoping the defense wouldn't have any games like this, and it's been 2 weeks in a row that we've just got ransacked on the defense. I don't know what's going on there.
Well,
it's frustrating.
We went against a high-powered offense. That offense we know is high-powered. Matt Corral is a good quarterback. He deserves, every bit of the praise that he gets. And he came in there and played a hell of a game in this game. Not as good as KJ, but played a good game. And they won the game. They technically won the game. Not in the categories and things like that, but points wise, they won the game. And I don't know. I just don't I don't understand why he went for 2 there. And he did the same thing back in the Missouri game too. He went for 2. And yeah, I did my master's thesis at Ohio University on the utilizing game theory to determine your best chances to score in red zone situations, and that included 2-minute plays, and it includes 2-point conversions. So anyway, with that, that you only make the 2-point conversion 40% of the time. That's the statistics on it. All coaches should know that. You should understand that as a coach, that you have a 40% chance of making that 2-point conversion. It's probably not going to happen. Like, it's not good. It's not good statistics in the first place. Everything has to go, just right. Well, then you look at, like, how are we playing, and how are we playing this game as a coaching staff? And Pittman said early in the game, like, we got them where we want them. The way we're playing this game as a coaching staff is that we are wearing them out. We think our team will be able to wear their team out, and we'll be able to win in the end. Well, give yourself that opportunity by taking the extra point and going in overtime. Continue that strategy of trying to wear them out. You almost got them where you want them. You almost got it there. Why not go another couple plays with it? And then you got to look and say, okay, well, how have we been doing in the red zone in this game? Have we been scoring in the red zone? Does it make sense to try to go for it in the red zone? You look at that and you realize, well, we have been scoring in the red zone. We're 8-8 in the red zone, so we're good there. If you're in the red zone, you're probably going to score. And that's where you're starting off. So you're probably going to score. You're probably going to continue that trend that you see throughout the game. And, so when you look at those things, to me it's like a no-brainer. Like, let's kick the extra point and let's, continue playing this game. And there's more stuff that goes into it than that. But I think that's, just looking at it from those perspectives, I think that's enough of, justification, not to go for 2 in these situations every single time. Now, sometimes, yeah. Like if you're playing a game and you've struggled really heavily against the team's defense and you don't think you can get back into the goal line from the red zone, you don't feel like you can make it, right? That distance, then it is better to go for 2 and take that 40% chance, because statistically you'll actually win more often if you do that if you're struggling against the defense. But if you're not struggling against defense, you don't want to do that. And, to say, well, their offense has been high-powered, it's been, doing well the whole game, all right, fine. They had been doing well, but a lot of their stuff was off of plays where we almost picked the ball. We should have 4 picks in this game. We dropped those. So you look at that, you think, well, you're probably going to get a pick once you go into overtime too. That's a very high statistic. You're probably not going to drop it, a 5th time in these situations when it's hitting you in the hands like that. And then you also look at, like, does it make sense that you would do that when you look at it from that, defensive perspective? Has your defense stopped them? And in the first quarter, our defense did stop them. So we did have some times where our defense shined. So maybe look back at that and maybe you think like, okay, well, let's go into overtime and let's run that first quarter, type defense or whatever. Let's go back to some of those calls and the things we're doing there, and let's try that. But I don't know. I think even if your defense doesn't perform, I think we just wind up outscoring them. I think we just wind up, hitting it. And statistically, game theorist approach says that if you actually kick the extra point, then get into overtime, even with the new rules, and in overtime go for 2, statistically you're more likely to make it that second time for whatever reason. For whatever reason, that's how it plays out. So I don't know. I think in that situation, you kick the ball. And then here's the other thing that I just want to say is like all the players on my Facebook feed, all the coaches that I'm friends with on my Facebook feed were all saying the same thing too. You know, they were all saying like you got to give them a chance to play in overtime. Period. You got to give your team a chance to win that game. Got to give them an opportunity to outplay the other team. So, you know, I mean, if Pittman makes it, you know, are we even having this conversation right now? You know, probably not. We're probably not going to sit here and like let's break this down, you know, because, you know, he caught it and made it. It's within that 40%, right? You winning solves everything. But, you know, you got to think, though, with him going for 2 back at the Mizzou game, doing it here, and coming out and saying, like, this is how I'm going to coach. Like, I mean, is he going to be that bold moving forward every single time? I don't know. You only got a 40% chance of conversion. I don't know. What do you think? What say you?
Well, I mean, he said he'd go for it again. I don't know, man. I was nervous when we went for it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of get why he did it, but I was nervous when it was. I get like I was like, it worked in whatever that one, the miracle game, 4th and 25 miracle down in Oxford. We'll get the same score, get a 2-point. But I didn't have. I was like, but then that year we were 4 losses and kind of behind the 8 ball on anything. This year you look at it and I mean this was pre-Alabama losing, but you only got 1 loss in conference, and you're just kind of. I like when other teams. When I'm watching other games that don't involve my team, I like it. I dig it. I was like, oh yeah, heck yeah, let's hear. But that was so nerve wracking, and then it just like I will say it's crazy. I don't know if he. Because we had that crazy. I can't believe they gave us a second in that that extra chance with 1 second left. The Ole Miss clock operator to get that touchdown. Mm-hmm. Hell of a drive by KJ. KJ played a great game. But and the more I think, I was like, I mean, I get why he's doing it. The win would have been great. We're sitting here talking about a 5-1 team tied for first in the West. But mm-hmm. I just have to agree. More and more I think about it. More and more you look at even the drive charts in the second half was touchdown, field goal, touchdown, punt, the only punt in the second half, touchdown, and then Ole Miss, you have that, like you're talking about, that busted play, that last touchdown they had. So that was a 15-second drive. The drive before that, Ole Miss punted the ball 3 plays for 1 yard, and that took about a minute. So the defense is fresh there. They hadn't been on the field but a minute or a couple plays, mm-hmm. and since 11 minutes or so, or 10 minutes, or I guess probably 11 minutes of the fourth quarter. So they're well rested. Little hadn't missed. He's missed a couple. He missed a field goal in Georgia. He missed a field goal at Ole Miss, but he hadn't missed an extra point. He's going to hit it and get that chance to. Pittman's emotional, man. You see it. You've seen it ever since he got the job in that press conference. When he got emotional when he's hired, man, and he made an emotional decision. Thought the momentum we had, getting that, and he wanted to win it right there.
I don't think you can say that though. I wish you could say like it was an emotional decision, but he said I had already made
on his play card already. If in that situation,
like he's like we already had this like planned out. This is what I was gonna do if we were in this situation, and I just think like if he's not, like I couldn't imagine this. But if he doesn't have a guy in the, booth running the numbers and letting him know all those things that I just talked about.
I mean, they have so many analysts and all these things through the offseason. They have everything looked at, and it's just he's the head honcho.
Oh yeah, no, I mean he is, and if he's going to make that decision, that's his decision. But I just think it's a risky decision. It's a very risky.
Oh, it is. it proved that way because we're sitting at 2 losses instead of, no matter if we would have won or lost it there, or in the overtime. But
how many overtime games have we lost to Ole Miss? Have we lost? We win most of them, don't we?
Yeah, I think so, man. I'm with you, man. It's tough. That's tough. I mean, hell of a game from KJ though. Like just drive, just one after another, just diving into the end zone. 3 passing touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns, just giving up his body, flying over into the end zone and doing everything he can in that game. Just incredible, and just hate that. I mean, look, we doubled them up on first downs. Just like we should have scored again in the first half. That's another one. You can't just score 14 points against that. Like, you know what I mean? We shouldn't have been 21-14 at the half, and then with them getting the ball back, we should have taken advantage of more points too. Shouldn't even came down to it. We should have beat them by 2 touchdowns. Whether they score 40 something or not, maybe we score 60 there. But hell of a game by, we make one mistake, Rocket Sanders, but the rest of that game, he had a hell of a game. And I kind of wish we would have kind of pounded that. And I mean, I'm not even saying this just after the fact because the play call didn't work, but I thought we were just pounding it on them. Even that last drive, you have a minute and something left, and we were running the ball effectively, even on that last drive. And I felt like that offensive line was pushing them back. I felt like we could have ran KJ or
you ever
Rocket
wondered
there at the end, but didn't work out. Hell of a game for Ole Miss. It sucks for us.
Golly. It does, man. It does when you have to, think of it that way. And look at it like that. Like, it's definitely terrible. I don't know. I felt like, I don't know. I just felt like we had the guns out there. We just needed to let them play. We just need to let them, finish the game. And if we would have done that, I think we'd won it. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe we wouldn't have. Maybe we'd still be having the same conversation. But either way, I don't know. Let them play.
Risky,
let them play, man. Let the players decide the game. Let's not try to decide it with ballsy coaching decisions. They have a 40% chance.
Yeah, one play from 2.5 yards out or whatever. It's crazy, man. I don't know. You wouldn't think Pittman would be the kind of coach that would do that. Like, I see Kiffin doing it. I see Lane Kiffin on the other sidelines calling that, but I kind of see Pittman like, nope, I believe in the guys that finish. But he's also a guy that believes in his players, and I'm sure he'd say like, well, I believed in us to get that 2 points. But
yeah, that's the same thing. Like, I hadn't thought about it that way too. That's all I'm saying. Like, if he heard it, us talking about it, I could like at least see him saying, they make some good points. Some stuff to think about.
No, yeah,
maybe this isn't. Maybe I shouldn't pre-chart this.
Bro, he might just. I don't care what all the analytics and the data, the show on anything. It's whatever I feel, and I feel like.
I tell you what, just give me your. I tell you what, if Pittman gives me his number, I promise I won't ever text him for anything at all, except for if we're in situations where we should go for 2. And I'll just text it in real quick.
Well, he's probably always got. That's pretty good. Just that. And he's got Lane on the other sideline. He's telling his players to get down. Trying to stop our momentum. Oh, he's probably pissed off at Lane. He's like, "Here's what I'm going to do. I'm about to kick his ass and go for 2 and win this thing. Not even give him a chance. Just stick it in him and tell him to fuck off at the midfield." But.
Golly, I'd like it. I wish we would have. Whatever.
No, it didn't work out at all.
I don't, and here's the thing about him having people go down and all that stuff, and if you don't like it, there ain't no rule against it. It's a strategy, and that's how sports work. you utilize whatever strategies you have to win. Maybe we ought to start thinking about having some guys go down when Lane Kiffin's running the ball on us with a, toe cramp.
I should have done that.
I don't know, man.
If I take any positives, I mean, it's the way KJ played. I mean, it's the way just...
But, I mean, the whole game's positive. I mean, we outperformed them in every category. We did really well in that game. Quarterback play was better than their quarterback play. We literally drove the field for our, scores, whereas they had... I mean, I'm going to tell you, that hitch and go was executed perfectly. They had us in we had cover 3 out there. We had one man up top, and they burnt the corner, and he wasn't able to adjust over, and they were able to just hit him wide open. And I mean, that's just a great route. It's just one of those situations where it just happens sometimes. And even the defender, who was it, Catalan? Who was the defender on that?
I don't know, maybe it was Brown over there at the cornerback.
They felt like, I think he might have got tweaked even trying to adjust and get back on that play. So I think he's kind of injured trying to get back and cover again. So I don't know.
Yeah, as a hell, I mean, they've got talented receivers, and they definitely, man. It does suck that I guess this week, they're saying, or Catalan, I guess, finally announced that he's got a broken hand, so that kind of might explain some of the drops he had, but doesn't explain the other guys dropping the interceptions.
It's going to be, look, we got guys with broke hands, broke fingers, all beat up, and we're still out there performing well. We're going to be all right. We got some guys that are beat up, but, I mean, we got a stable of running backs, and our offense is potent. So, I mean, we could literally just go and outscore people if we needed to. But our defense is good. You look at what we had trouble against. The number 2 team in the nation, number 1 team in the nation, you can say now, that A&M. I can't believe I'm saying this out loud. The same team that lost to us and Mississippi State.
And Mississippi State. That was starting to make me feel bad after they lost. I was like, well, maybe that win, and then they go and beat Bama. Like, wow, that Calzada, their quarterback. Oh, wow, he played really good. Like, he couldn't do anything against us.
Nothing.
And all of a sudden, Bama just don't. I don't know, man. They don't look as good as. They're not as good as Georgia. I'll say that. They still might beat Georgia in the SEC championship game, but right now, I
don't even remember where I was going with that, but golly, now I got sidetracked with that whole Bama
Well, I think we're good enough to beat any team left on the schedule. Maybe. I don't know if that's where you're going, or at some point we'll...
Yeah. No, I think we are. But, I think we're definitely good enough to beat everybody else that's left on the schedule, including Alabama. But who knows? Alabama, it might have been a fluke, man. They might not lose another game for another 13 years or something,
We also got to go to Tuscaloosa and play. If they're coming to Fayetteville, I'd be like, oh, man, we got to...
I mean, that loss took us out of the national championship run. Make no doubt about it. We're done. Yeah. And, I thought that might be a possibility after just the Georgia loss. And so that's out of the question now.
That's always a sad part of the year. I mean, it happens every damn year. But it's always like just the sad realization. Like one loss, okay, you can get off over. But that second loss is always like, well, dang.
But if we could go undefeated and beat Bama after beating, I'm just saying, man, if Bama only loses to us and A&M, we go undefeated all year, beat Bama, we're playing Georgia again still, so there's still an easy possibility, man. Or I don't know, Florida maybe. I doubt it though.
Yeah, there's still a possibility of a really good bowl game. I think Okay, so Ole Miss got one loss on their schedule to Bama, but they got to start. They're going to have to lose to. I don't know. They're going to have to. They got maybe they can lose at Tennessee this week. Probably beat LSU. LSU's bad. At Auburn, A&M. They're going to beat Vanderbilt and at Mississippi State. You know what I mean? So we're going to have to hope Ole Miss loses a couple more, but it's possible. They're Ole Miss.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if we can beat Bama, I mean, I think we would definitely get at least the Sugar Bowl. I think if Bama beats us, you're looking at Cotton Bowl.
Yeah, still good. I mean, we're still going to make it. We're still in play for a good bowl game.
I think
it comes down to this weekend, though.
And if you slip up and drop one more game that you should win, then you'll be down here in Tampa, so that'll be good. I like that. I like those games.
Well, you got anything else on the Ole Miss game?
Man, I don't know. I mean, as far as like, how did we do or what? Like, I mean, wow, what a game, man! I mean, that's one of the best games I've seen in a while. I liked it. I know a lot of people are, complaining about it and saying that's not, football. That's not kind of football they like, and they like a little more defense, this, that, and other. But I liked it, man. I liked the offense. I liked the high potency of both of them. I think our defense could have done better, but they did as well. They did well. They didn't do horrible. I don't think they did as bad as Coach Pittman's saying they did. I don't think they did as bad as everybody's saying they did. I just think they played two amazing offenses in a row. So,
that's true.
Now, you're going to play average offense and average defense. You just got to go out there and show them, like, we've been playing above average all year. So, we go out there and handle our business, And I think, we definitely do that with Auburn. I mean, who the hell have they played?
Yeah, they almost lost to Georgia State a couple games ago. Like, it was real close to losing that. I don't know. I feel pretty good about winning this thing against Auburn. I mean, let's see. They've played.
Who'd you say they almost lost to?
Georgia State.
What?
Yeah, they were down 24. Okay, so they were down 24-20 with a couple minutes to go, and they had their backup quarterback, Finley, come in and get on a drive.
Golly.
Take them for the win. They benched their starting quarterback, Bo Nix. And then, they do go.
They beat Akron bad.
Yeah, they beat Akron bad.
Still let them score on them, though.
Yeah. Shut out Alabama State. I mean, that's a FCS school. It's not really.
Good Lord. Beat them as bad as they did Akron. That was 60-point games, both of those.
Yep.
That's probably what we'll do to UAPB. I don't know. It's kind of mean to put up that many points on those teams.
I would like to shut out UAPB, but
and then they got beat by Penn State, number 17 in the nation, but just barely, just by 8 points. Almost won that
really
game.
Close game. Yeah, they did. That was a.
And then Georgia State nearly damn beat them, but they finally won that 34-24.
Yeah, they scored 2 touchdowns in the last minute, I think.
Then they went down and got beat. Beat LSU.
Beat LSU.
24-19, and then got beat by Georgia. Of course, most anybody's going to get beat by Georgia.
They did put up 10 points. Didn't get shut out, but
they're definitely not the number 17 team in the nation. They got us a 3-point in Vegas. They got us a 3-point lead on them, whatever. They think we're going to win by a field goal or whatnot. I mean, I don't know. Vegas is usually right. They don't like to lose money.
That's Vegas saying it's pretty even between us. It's just we've got the home field advantage, which is worth about 3 points. So they feel pretty strongly about us kind of being a good game.
Yeah.
between us and Auburn. I see that. I just want to beat Auburn. After last year with the Bo Nix, throwing it behind them, fumbling, we had the game locked up. After this Georgia game, Bo Nix is bitching about how Auburn never gets those calls. Mm-hmm. It's just like, really, dude. So,
well, and then Auburn's beat us all but once in the last decade, last 10 years.
That's bad.
About the same as other teams we've played that we've broken those streaks with this year. But good Lord. Once in a decade, we've beat them. So
that's really bad, and it's not exactly like. Because before that, we had a really good Nut and Petrino, except for the Auburn championship year, we were beating them every damn year. 9 out of 10 times or whatever, treating them like Mississippi schools. Mm-hmm. And, even John L. Smith beats Auburn. Mm-hmm. With the Bielema and Morris. And then last year we lost and just owned us, man. Gus freaking Malzahn just took it out on us, no matter what his record was. So if we change it against this, douchebag of a head coach they got over there.
Yeah. I don't know much about this guy they got over here right now. Already.
No, he's just anti-COVID vaccine and saving people's lives. So
yeah.
That's odd.
That's weird. That's weird, man.
Publicly about it, you know what I mean? So
that's weird. That's even weirder.
Rubbed me the wrong way. When a lot of these coaches in the SEC are, pretty doing, like Saban and Pittman and Kiffin are pretty pro,
Mm-hmm.
Pro getting the teams vaccinated, saving people's lives. He was just anti, just like, whatever. So, I don't know. You know how those people are.
This game is going to be another 11 o'clock game.
Another one.
Yeah.
3 in a row. We got one next week, too.
Which is noon for me, so it's not as bad. But I don't mind them.
Don't have to wait as long in the day to see your Hogs play. It'd be a lot better if we win, though. You know what I mean? And then can enjoy the rest of the day.
There's been some
win.
Yeah. And there's been some folks out there that's been trying to paint the Hogs as we can only win, and I guess it's true, but we can only win home games or whatever, so we're not going to win any away games or whatnot this year, so
I don't believe that.
What do you think? You think that's I've heard it more than once already, people saying that.
We haven't won a road game yet, but we have won a neutral site in Jerry World, whooping up on A&M. I don't know. I think we go to Baton Rouge and beat LSU the way they are this year. Tuscaloosa is going to be a tough game, as it always is. But it's not impossible. Then that's it. Mm-hmm. That's it. So I don't know. I think we can at least beat LSU on the road. I think the rest of these are such a favorable schedule. The rest of you have that A&M, Georgia, Ole Miss back to back to back.
Yeah.
2 of those on the road and 1 neutral site. We climbed through that and we came out pretty, not too bad,
I'll tell you, that Ole Miss crowd did not show up at all. I thought they were going to.
On the Grove, no.
They all just stayed out there in the Grove, man.
They like to do that no matter what, no matter how good. That's why, Lane Kiffin's going to another. He's not going to.
You think so? You think he's going to go to USC? Or?
I don't know. Maybe not, man. Take the Raiders job again. He might be at Ole Miss for the next 30 years.
Al's going to give him a call. He's going to try to stay at Ole Miss until Saban retires and then swoop in over there. Same thing for Jimbo. That's what all these coaches are doing. Man. They're just waiting on Saban to retire, try to swoop in Alabama. I mean, I think the man. I can't imagine Saban not wanting to go back to the NFL and give that another shot. I mean, as poorly as he did with the Dolphins.
Yeah. I would love it one more time. Please get them out of the conference. I don't care. I don't care if somebody takes over. Whoever takes over as soon as Saban retires at Bama is going to have success for at least a couple of seasons. But after that, it's not going to be as much though.
Oh, so I don't know. Do you want to? I don't know. I guess we already kind of went over that game. Did you want to get into it any more in depth, or?
This Auburn game?
Well, yeah, either one, the Auburn or the Ole Miss.
No, I mean I'm done with Ole Miss. If you are,
I'm done, man. I don't need to go score by score. It's a lot of scores and stuff. I think I've said my piece. So, all right, cool. Shift gears. Goodness gracious.
I don't know, man. Auburn's just not been exciting. I mean I have watched them a few times, a little bit. Nothing's just kind of pointed out. They've had quarterback controversy, but Bo Nix won a starting job back at LSU. He's running around in circles, and made some big plays in that LSU game. But it's more and more come out that LSU's just bad this year. So that's less impressive. Georgia, they got smoked. We did too, so I can't say nothing. I don't know. I just really don't know a whole lot. It's just a different kind of regime without Miles on there for the first time in a decade. So it's just kind of different.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't know what you're getting 100% as far as like coaching goes or whatnot because Malzahn's not there and they're still kind of finding their identity, so to speak, I believe. So you're kind of you're playing a team that is trying new things and stuff like that. So you don't know exactly what you're gonna get, but. You do know the players that you got out there. You do know that that you got a potent wide receiver crew and you got a good running back, and that they're going to be trying to move the ball down the field with kind of an even toe play calling, or at least that's what we've been seeing. In the games that I've kind of watched or whatnot, and. Yeah, I don't know. Nothing impressive though. Nothing where I like sat back and went like, "Oh my god!" Like, look what what these guys are doing. Look how they're moving the ball down the field or whatnot. It's not been, Of course, I didn't watch those other games where they blew the people out and stuff.
They padded a lot of stats against Akron and Alabama State. It was like. Rice and Georgia Southern aren't exactly just world beaters, but they're better than Akron and Alabama State.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? So they've kind of padded some things. They do have offense coordinators, Mike Bobo, who was the Colorado State head coach, and then he was Georgia's offensive coordinator for a long time, and then their defense coordinator is Derek Mason, who was Vandy's coach, and then a long-time defensive coordinators. So they have some kind of a head coaching experience at the coordinator spots. But, I mean, I haven't seen anything just crazy. I'm not scared of the defense. I'm not afraid of Bo Nix. Goodness, their backup quarterback, Finley, who came in and won that Georgia State game, 6'7", 246. That's a big old... that's a big old quarterback. So Tank Bigsby, he's just a sophomore. I know he's pretty good. But then looking at their stats, it's like Jarquez Hunter leads them in... what page did I have it on? My goodness gracious. He's averaged like 9 yards a carry. That's freaking crazy, man.
Oh, wow.
Where did I see that? Of course, I don't know how much of that is against Akron, Alabama State, so it's kind of hard to really gauge. But I think you're right on the money saying they're going to try to. They're not just pass heavy. They're not run heavy. I'd say.
No, they're just kind of a even kill, team that it's just been playing a basic football. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I don't think they're going to be able to come in and beat us. I think we'll be able to run it up. Honestly, on this one, like the last, playing Ole Miss, it felt like we were playing a very even team, and I think I even said it like after I said the score. Like, why did I say such a silly prediction when I knew it was going to be so much closer? Yeah. It really was. But our teams are very evenly matched, right? And the same thing with Auburn. Like, our teams are very evenly matched, but it's different. Like, their defense is better. Our offense is better. And where you look at their numbers, they excel in the areas we don't excel, and we excel in the areas they don't excel. So you're going to see, two teams that are evenly matched, but in a different way, And I think that what you're going to see is us being able to go out there and play the type of offense that we normally play, take advantage of them. And like you said, their stats are padded really heavily. even though that's what the numbers said, they're padded really heavily. So even though the stats say that they are, better defensively or whatnot, when we go out there and put it on them, I think we're going to find out that's not necessarily true. They're fixing to find out, man. We got, how many running backs do we got, man? We got Rocket. We got, good Lord, man.
Traylon Smith, AJ Green, Dominic Johnson, then KJ can run. Good. It's hard to, that Ole Miss game, we had almost 400 yards in rushing.
And then a wide receiving.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, and our wide receiving crew is excellent on top of that. So, I don't know. They got a lot coming at them, man. They got a lot coming at them. Golly. We are a very good team, guys. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to impart here. I hope our listeners understand that we have a really good team. We have a, top echelon football team. I agree. I don't think we lose this, and I don't see us losing until Bama, and I think we might beat Bama because we've played these other games so close that we should have won and stuff, and then after what happened with Georgia, I think we're gonna go unleash it, man. I think we're gonna go in there, but I don't know. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah, I definitely feel better about the game than I did, a week ago at Tuscaloosa. It stands to reason as much as they lost, and you can say, they reload every year. It was they lost an incredible amount, and they're starting a freshman at, quarterback. And they don't have as good of an offense. They don't have a Heisman Trophy candidate running back. They don't have just the receivers there's not just a big time but a couple of receivers that you just wow, they're going to play in the NFL. You know what I mean? They lost Devontae Smith from last year. They don't have a name tight end that you're just wow, like OJ Howard, wow, this guy's just huge, man. He's just how you can't match up with him. You know what I mean? And the defense ain't scary. How many points they give up to Zach Calzada for A&M and what they did? Wow, and they couldn't move it on us one bit. You know what I mean? Got 10 points. A&M got 10 points on us, and they're not. I don't know, man.
You're fixing to see. They're fixing to find out. They got a small defensive line comparatively. Their offensive line, when you take a look at them, they're a small offensive line too. You got your 298s and stuff in there. 292. They got 319. They don't have the biggest, burliest offensive line that you're going against. 302 and stuff. So it's a I don't know. They're not huge. They're not a huge team. Just the whole team all the way around. It's not like a huge huge team. And their cornerbacks 6 foot tall, 6'1". Safety 6'1". So yeah, they might put that star back out there at 6'3" and slide him to the outside on our taller receivers or whatnot. But the good thing is like we got him like in height wise as far as our receivers go, and we've seen it this year. Like we've seen them go out there and throw it up and let them go up and get it and take advantage of that height, and then we've seen that happen. So hopefully we'll see some more of that in this game.
Yeah, it feels like, besides Smoke Monday for them, one of their safeties is 6'3", 199, which is a cool ass name, Smoke Monday.
Yeah, I think we always talk about how cool the name Smoke is, and Smoke Monday. That is a cool name, man.
But besides him, they're all 6 foot, and we saw what Burks was doing to Ole Miss last week, and just jump balls and stuff, and just getting them all. We got some really big receivers, and Thompson's 6'4", 6'5", huge body, and he's been coming on. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, he's got some making up to do. Thompson does. Yeah. Thompson's had some balls thrown his way that should have been pulled in, and they weren't. So I'm excited to see him, turn the corner on that, because I don't think there was necessarily situations that were, they were all him. Right, a lot of it had to do with the defensive player and how well they were playing and stuff. So I'm excited to see him get out against some of these small guys and be able to, take advantage.
I'm really excited to see what Trey Knox did. Trying him out at the tight end spot. He caught 6 balls against Ole Miss. Caught that big touchdown in the second half. So he's fine after being non-existent the first part of this year, and they put him in that tight end, having them run those routes in that position, and move over Blake Kern, because Kern wasn't cutting it. You know what I mean? Like catching balls this year, like just kind of disappointing. And that Knox has found a place there, and I hope he keeps it up, because that's a weapon, and he's that big tall frame as well. Hopefully Knox will stick at that tight end position and put some weight on in the offseason. But good to have that as a weapon. As well out there.
That's true. And last time we played them, they were the 28th. They were number 13th team in the nation. They just barely beat us. So just saying, man.
It's time to turn around, man.
We're so much better than we were.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy to think how fast we've improved, right? But the thing is with COVID and the, way they were able to take advantage of some of this, like, off time that we saw, they were really able to prepare the team to be so much better and to, I don't know, just exceed expectations, honestly. But I've always felt the talent was there. They just didn't have the coaches. So it's nice to see it, all coming together.
Yeah, for sure. I feel pretty good about this game, man. I really do. I don't know. I feel like we've gotten our butt beat pretty bad by Auburn in the last decade. Looking at some of the scores, I really don't want to. I thought about reading them off, and I really don't want to do that. But it's really embarrassing what they did to us.
It's pretty nasty, man.
Yeah, it's very nasty. Nasty is a great way to describe it, but I think we start turning over and start doing that to them, starting this game.
You gotta hope so. You gotta hope so. 51, 52, 56, Of course, we had some games we lost 54 and we scored 46, so it's not.
Yeah, that was a big time. I remember that 54-46 win we had at Fayetteville was pretty intense. I think that was a couple overtime game. That was really intense.
Crazy, dude.
Yeah, well, another one of those mascots. A couple weeks in a row that's got more than one mascot. You got a tiger and you got War Eagle. Can't decide.
Well, I think you got to go with the Tigers. Because the War Eagle is just because a fucking bird flew up to their light pole and sat there. And that's just fucking being delusional, is what you call that.
Yeah.
Thinking that that's some sort of a sign or something. So, but I don't know. We could go with War Eagles, I guess. That's great.
They can have tigers, man. I like War Eagle. I like the War Eagle River.
I'm glad we never like had such a crappy generic mascot that we were like, man, I think we're gonna make up another mascot.
We'll make up another one.
What is that? What is that up there on the light pole? Is that a bird? Is that a falcon? Arkansas Falcons.
Arkansas Falcon. Well, they weren't creative in the Tigers thing either.
No, LSU's Tigers, their Tigers. I mean, there's Tigers all over the place, and the weird thing about it, there ain't no Tigers in America. I don't even know why you would pick basically a fictional character for your mascot. Like, pick something that's meaningful to your surroundings. Be smart about it. If they wasn't running around out in the woods in your mountains, then you should pick a different. Like a volunteer. Those are running around out in the woods and the mountains.
Yeah.
Razorbacks, they're running around out in the woods and the mountains. Johnny Reb, Ole Miss, same thing, man. What is Mississippi State? Are they cows?
Bulldogs. They should be cows, man. They should be.
Bulldogs is kind of weird, too. Like, it's just weird. Like, why? They're not particularly tough. They're kind of lazy. Just lay around.
They're very lazy, man. They're not like. That's what I love about the Razorback, man. Just like wild boars, man, and just they're freaking crazy, man.
There's multiple Bulldogs too. There's a few.
Georgia.
Butler Bulldog. Golly, I'm glad we don't have a crappy mascot.
I am too.
Should we give a prediction on this? I mean, I don't know.
Oh, I got one.
I think we went well. Huh?
I got one. You ready for mine?
Let's see. What you got?
Arkansas 38, Auburn 16.
38-16.
I think we will.
I think it's going to be Arkansas 28, Auburn 0. I think we're going to show everybody our defense is here.
Oh, yeah.
It's back. It's been here. It's busted up. It's broken hands, twisted ankles, broken fingers. We're fixing to see it, man. We're going to see Bumper Pool and Morgan ball out.
Yeah.
They've been hearing it all week long from Pittman, just in their ass. In their ass at the press conferences. All week, man. Just defense, defense, defense. You know that's all he's saying at the...
Oh, yeah.
If we just had a defense, we'd have won that game. You know, he's just drilling it into them. And I think they're just probably tired of hearing it. And they're just going to go out there and do their thing, man. And I think our offense is going to be able to score once every quarter. I don't think that's too much to ask.
Nah. I think you're right, man. And honestly, like you're talking about, it's like, well, I was about that too. And like, really, I mean, that's really just 1 week, and that's a high potent offense, Ole Miss. And then Georgia, really, I mean, some of those were block punt scores and stuff, and really wasn't as bad. In other games this year, our defense has been really good. But really, we've had one real bad defensive performance against Ole Miss, and so I like where your head's at on the 28-0.
Yeah, and then after being embarrassed and being shut out, you want to shut somebody out. Like you really.
Oh yeah.
Somebody else has to pay.
After that game last year, I feel like it could be a revenge game. We've lost 2 in a row. We got a backs against the wall, home game for the first time in a month. It just seems to all come together to have a crazy good performance.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Well, I guess that's it, man. So.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm excited. Hopefully we get to talk about a win next week, so it'll be a lot funner for you guys. And then 2 losses. This one was tough. I think everybody kind of feels the same way we do. That was tough. I understand it doesn't come down to one play at the end, 2 points, but it's just hard not to talk about that. You know what I mean? I can't talk about 3rd and 7 in the second quarter.
I stand by what I said.
So much. Yeah, I'm with you, man.
I stand by it, man. Should have went for it, and then went in the overtime and did what you could do. I think you had a better offense. I think your defense could have stopped them. I think our defense did stop them. We just had trouble stopping them again, But, I mean, shit, look at when we didn't stop them, right? It's not like we didn't just stop them throughout the game. I mean, it was like they had a hitch and go that was amazing for a touchdown, right? They had another busted play. They got in a red zone 3 times only, and were able to score. That's not much in a game like that. All their scores came from wild, big, long plays. So we don't even know.
That's true.
That they can continue to score at that rate in the red zone. With us being 8 for 8 in the red zone, we know we can continue to. You put us there, and we're going to score against that defense. It's a scrimmage to us.
Yeah, how would their offense be on a more condensed field? Because they're really wide open, but I guess we can't see about that till.
Well, Arkansas hockey,
yeah.
Iowa State, Springdale, 2 wins, 4-0, 7-2. So, great job there, man. Got us a bye week this week before we play Missouri State next, and What a way to go, man. Hockey team just kicking ass, 1 loss this whole time, only to a Division I school.
Yeah.
Whew. Guys, and we're talking, we're almost a quarter of the way through the season, it looks like, So.
Yeah, that's wild, man. One loss, like you said, to Oklahoma. We beat them the day before to split that in the state of Oklahoma City. And then besides that, I mean, you start last weekend off against a good opponent, Iowa State, 4-0. You know what I mean? And then 7-2, putting up points on the board. And got a bye week, and then the big match. I mean, that's a big matchup with Missouri State. We play them. We play them again at Springfield. That's a big rivalry in our hockey conference. So that's going to be a big. Yeah, they're in the.
Look who we play November 5th.
Those are division games. So was
Bulldogs.
Oh, man. We do play the Bulldogs, don't we? Mm-hmm. We just talked about Butler.
I thought that was crazy.
It's wild.
Oh, Miami, Ohio. That'd be a good one to watch, too. That'd be a good game.
Those road trips, man, we do pretty good.
Is Springfield, Missouri a road trip, though?
I mean, 2 hours, hour and a half away. It's really not that far.
This must be some sort of a. I don't know. What is this, like a round robin or a?
Yeah, looks like it. because it doesn't involve Missouri State, who's in Springfield. Like, we go there into Springfield to play Missouri State in January.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's
that's weird.
We play a lot in the state of Missouri. I mean, we got that. We got the at Kansas and Independence, Missouri. We got at Missouri in Jefferson City, Missouri, Springfield for Missouri State. Then the MACHA playoffs are in St. Louis. So it's a national tournament. So get used to playing up there, boys.
Battle line.
Oh, man.
Stupidest thing. When have we fought Missouri in some sort of war or something? Why is it the battle line? Oh.
Good start though, and we earned a bye week this week, so it'll be exciting to get back to kind of finish strong. What we got until October 22nd. Then there's another bye week, and then you got that Springfield. Then you got a couple more before Thanksgiving. Take a week of Thanksgiving off. Then you finish Missouri up, and then you got final exams and big holiday break until January. So we're finished this fall strong.
Hell yeah. I'm excited. I think hockey team's going to do well. I think we're going to beat Missouri State. You got a prediction on that?
For Missouri State? I say we go 2-0. I'd say I'd like to see what Missouri State's hockey has looked like so far this year. I mean, I still can probably go without. I can go predicting that without seeing it, but it is kind of interesting. What about you? What do you?
Oh man, it's Missouri State, man. I surely will beat them. I'd say 8-3 for the first game and 5-2 the second.
That's pretty good. They're advertising the Missouri State Arkansas game on their website. Boy, they take their hockey seriously. I mean, they've got a really good website. Putting it up with the student union and stuff.
Nice.
I'm gonna go with I'll go 7-1 and 2-0. That'll be my projection.
Yeah,
So let's see. So they've beaten Creighton, lost to Creighton, doesn't have a score for Missouri, doesn't have a score for Kansas. Okay, their website sucks.
Wow.
Okay, they've lost a good bit. They split with Milwaukee. They've lost a few times. So, whatever.
They got it coming. They got it coming.
They got it coming, man. I'm going to change my 2-0 pick to 5-0. Because of that.
Can't believe it. How can y'all get y'all's websites up and going? Did they get the stats going? Let's see. Statistics. 404. We could not find the page you're looking for.
Fantastic.
Hockey. We want to talk about the team. If you won't put your statistics on your web page, you really limit what we can go over with the fan base. Just saying.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, so, what we got next? Fantasy?
Okay, fantasy.
Picks?
Last week? Yeah. Let's do fantasy first. Last week, week 6, hit boss. That's me, beat EV Dobb, 180 to 175.
Nice.
Big Wiener Bandit squeaks out against Hogstradamus, 164 158.
Nice.
Team FL Hog beats Maynard, 157 to 148.
How about that?
Hog Call, man, what close games these are. What a competitive league. Hog Call squeaks out, run like a Razorback, 214 to 211. Nice win, Chad.
Man, I'll take anything. I just keep losing these close games, so I'll take a win, man. I'm just glad I squeaked one out.
Hit Boss is playing Maynard. Big Wiener's playing Team Florida Hog. Hog Call, you got a big matchup with Thomas. Hogstradamus' back's against the wall. I saw he's been making quite a bit of moves this week, trying to get back in this thing. He's got a shot for sure. EV Dobb against Run Like a these standings here, but very competitive league. I mean, you look at last week, these are games in the 200s, 90s, all high 100s, and these games are all, within 10 points. I mean, that's like, like a 10-yard catch by a receiver or whatever, you know what I mean? So,
yeah. Yeah, so there's a couple games. I just needed KJ just to do a little bit more and I would have won every single one of them.
He probably put up like 50 points too, man. He probably torched it.
Yeah.
So the standings look right now: Big Wiener Bandits first place at 5-1. Pit Boss number 2, 4-2. Hog Call 3-3. Run Like a Razorback 3. EV Dobb 3-3. Maynard 3-3. Florida Hog 2-4. Hogstradamus 1-5. So Hogstradamus, if you're out there listening, you're only 2 games back from that playoff spot, 3-3. A long way to go. Long way to go.
2 games back.
And Chad, you're 2 games back from first. Big Wiener Bandits Part 2 is doing pretty good. They don't have as many points as he's scored 1,051 on the year. I've scored 1,094, and you've scored 1,072. So kind of a false leader there.
Well, we'll see, man. I'll hopefully get there, man. In just about all my leagues, and this is my luck, man. Because usually I'm known for having low scores and being high in the league, like up in the first and second place, third place a lot of times, and having scores that are like way below what they should be to be up that high, because I just win the games weekly. But not this year, man. This year I have a very high score in just about every league I'm in, and I've lost a lot more games than I normally lose. And even though I have really high scoring, I have not won a lot of my fantasy games. So it's weird because I'll be like 5th place, but like outscoring, I should look scoring wise, I would be in 3rd if it went by scores, but because my wins and losses.
Trust me though, like it'll come into play. Like, I hope you're not, 5th or 6th place hanging by a thread, but if you are and you got the same exact record as everybody, you're gonna be glad you had more points. Or even if you're tied for 2nd and for that bye, you're gonna be glad you got a lot more points than somebody else.
That's true. So,
picks. Chad, you had a really good week, or better than me. 10 wins, and I had 8 wins. So you're 52 and 38.
I closed the gap, didn't I?
Yeah, you're 52 and 38 on the year. I'm 53 and 37. So 1 game separates us.
I'm 1 game back.
1 game back.
Damn, man.
Yeah, you close the gap fast.
Let's go.
Okay.
Now it's time for me to pull some Rays or some Arkansas stuff and just bomb out this week. So,
all right.
If you're betting on me, don't bet on me this week. And when I win big, you shouldn't have listened to me. You shouldn't have listened to me, what the hell I was saying. Everybody knows I'm full of it.
That's all right.
And if you did that and bet on it and I still lost, man, that's your fault for being a degenerate.
That's right. I have to agree with that.
But I'm betting on it. I tell you that. I'm a degenerate. I'm gonna.
Especially as good as you've been doing. So. All right, so let's do this week 7. Clemson at Syracuse.
Clemson.
I'll go Clemson as well. Florida at LSU.
Florida.
Okay. I'll go Florida as well. San Diego State at San Jose State.
San Diego State. Let's go San Jose.
Okay. Not a bad pick. I'll go San Diego State there. Michigan State at Indiana.
Let's go Michigan State. Indiana hadn't been doing
No. Nebraska at Minnesota.
Nebraska. Let's go. I bet Scott Frost can. Hopefully, he can beat Minnesota. That's where Coach was from.
I'll go Nebraska as well. Oklahoma State at Texas.
I'm gonna go with Oklahoma State on that. I don't like Texas to beat Oklahoma State.
I'll go Texas on that one. Texas A&M at Mizzou.
Man, I'm glad I just knocked out that one. Mizzou, what was it?
Texas A&M at Mizzou.
Oh, man. Golly. Let's go with Texas A&M, I guess.
Yeah, you wanted to pick Missouri there.
I did. I did kind of want to, like, as much as they've lost to these bad teams.
Freaking Drinkwitz. My goodness. I'm so glad we didn't hire him.
Maybe A&M just plays to the talent. That's what I was thinking. Like, that's literally what went through my mind when I was making that pick. What if A&M plays to the talent? Like, what if they can't beat Mizzou because they just don't beat bad teams that they can beat good teams?
It'd be hilarious. I'm going to pick A&M too, but it'd be hilarious. UCF at Cincinnati.
UCF, yeah.
Okay. I'll go Cincinnati there. Fresno State at Wyoming.
Fresno.
Yeah, I gotta go Fresno there too. Miami at North Carolina.
Miami. Yeah.
Okay. I'll go North Carolina. They're both disappointing this year. Pittsburgh at Virginia Tech.
Let's go with Pittsburgh. I like Pitt.
Yeah, I'll go Pitt too. Kentucky at Georgia.
Man, what if Kentucky beat Georgia?
Well, it's undefeated versus 6-0 versus 6-0. Hell of a game.
Let's go with Kentucky. Let's do it. Let's go with Kentucky. Let's roll the dice.
Roll the dice.
I'm rolling them.
I'll go Georgia there. Glad to get that one back from that Texas and Oklahoma State game. Alabama at Mississippi State.
Alabama, yeah.
Yeah. The Pirates got it coming this week.
I can't believe we even got to pick that.
Well, yeah, you're right. Ole Miss at Tennessee.
Ole Miss. They're going to light their world up on offense.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. I'm going to go Tennessee. I don't know why.
Wow,
I'm going to go
crazy.
Tennessee.
Normally, I tell you, that's a good pick, Tim.
We'll see. We'll see in Tennessee.
Oof. Man, I hope Kentucky don't let me down, and I hope Tennessee don't let you down.
That's all right. They probably will, man. I'm sure I should make myself try to feel better. It's like, yeah, we got it on me.
What time is that Tennessee game?
I don't know.
That Kentucky game's later in the day, so I'm going to get to watch Arkansas and then be like, yeah.
Yeah, I think the, let me look that up. The Kentucky-Georgia's at 3:30 your time. So that's that CBS mid-afternoon game. I'm thinking Ole Miss. I hope Ole Miss Tennessee ain't at 11. No, Florida LSU is 11. Sweet. I don't care. Tennessee. Where the hell are you, bud? Oh yeah, it's at night game, 6:30, 7:30.
All right.
So that'd be good. That'd be a good one.
Will be.
That's it for me.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. We always talk about something that's not necessarily Arkansas football related, and obviously you got about talking about Chucky this week. Talk about John Gruden getting absolutely demolished, quitting his job. Why would you write the things that he wrote, man? The racist, nasty stuff that he wrote, man. Why would you, what the hell is going through his mind? And I'll be honest, I wanted him to come back to Tampa. It's on the podcast. You can go back and listen to him if you really want. And I feel like we dodged a bullet. Kind of like we dodged a bullet with some of these other coaches at the University of Arkansas with Pittman, with getting Bruce Arians. And, wow. I'm just, thank goodness he's not, going for our second, Super Bowl. Just having him resign this week for things the racist, misogynistic, homophobic things he said. So he talked about the first openly gay dude in the draft and said that the head coach shouldn't have been pressured by Goodell. And the head coach came out and said he wasn't pressured. He wanted to take him in the draft, and that it was crazy that he said those things. And I agree, man. I think that's just nuts to even come out and say that or whatnot. And then it's saying that old boy had lips the size of Michelin tires. I mean, that's not cool to do that. And, I don't know. I guess he shared some nudie pics. I don't know. I should probably be more offended by that than I am, I guess. But either way, man, I guess it wasn't a cool thing to do.
He's just a prick, man. He didn't care if anybody, if his other guys about it. He didn't even bother not to use the company emails or whatever the hell's going on there. Yeah, Michael Sam, the thing with Michael Sam, the first openly gay player, man, drafted, telling not to draft. Dude was good at Missouri. You know what I mean? He kicked it. How the hell do you think Missouri made an SEC championship game? So he was killer, man. And this year he had a Carl Nassif. He's been really awesome this year. He's on his team this year.
He's been coaching.
He's glad now to know
the first
without you, Gruden.
Yeah, the first coach to coach the openly gay folks or whatever, and he's out there saying this nasty stuff. I don't know, man.
Resign like a little bitch, man, like he is. So. Good riddance to him, man.
I agree. I just gotta say, man, thank God we didn't get him at Tampa. And,
or here. Remember, after Petrino left, man, everybody was like, "Oh, Gruden." Not everybody, but that was a message board thing back then. It was like, "Oh, Gruden's wearing a red tie on Monday Night Football, coming to Arkansas." There's all these rumors swirling around. So.
I remember there was
that happened other places too. Tennessee, Miami,
the Tennessee rumor.
Yeah, no, we had a little bit of that, but not enough. But Tennessee had big ones, and even Miami too, man.
Tennessee's he moved his daughter up here and shit, so he's definitely he bought a house.
Good friends with Peyton Manning.
Do you think he lands a college job? Do you think Gruden lands a college job in the next 10 years?
I think he might. Once Hugh Freeze leaves Liberty might hire him. Yeah. Liberty or Baylor, or, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Get in one of those schools. Go for one of those schools. Good Lord. What a mess. Well, I guess that's about all I got, man.
Yeah, that's all I got for this week.
I'll tell you what, it's been real. Thank you for everybody that's listening and that's hung in there with us. It's just meant the world to us. We really appreciate everything. Woo Pig Suey.
Go Hogs.